Hi, how are you? Good afternoon. It's a really wonderful day today, and if you were following my page today, I was talking about when you need a detox and you're feeling overburdened and you need a vibrational clearing or vibrational therapies. And I want to talk about that today. Let's try to keep it quick. I just wanted to share 3 things you can do to give yourself that vibration boost. Now, we are familiar with vibing high, the concept of vibing high and buena vibra or, good vibes. And it's usually about being chill, relaxed, positive. And a lot of people definitely use certain forms of exercise, like, for example, yoga, to have a more relaxed state of mind. Others do meditations for their chakras. Others do Reiki. Those are pretty known. But there are unusual things you can do that qualify as vibrational therapies. Things you can do, therapy meaning that they're going to help at a deeper level, and they're going to stick with you. The results are going to stick with you. So grab a pen and paper, and these are probably things you haven't thought about and you are not doing. I bet because I just recently clicked with me that, hey, these are actually therapies for more vibration, for better vibrations or higher vibrations. And let's first talk about what vibrations are, because basically there's a lot of, unknowns in that topic. It may be familiar to you. To a lot of people, it's not. Believe me, where I come from, my background, I didn't really see the world that way. Basically, vibrating, positive, love vibrations. Sounds mystical, sounds a little woo-woo. It's weird, right? I mean, I don't know if that's the case for you, but that was the case for me. What I was familiar with is my grandfather. He used to do different types of therapies in his clinic. Now, he was a doctor, a surgeon, and a gynecologist, and in his late 40s, he became a highly sought after homeopathic doctor, and he did acupuncture. And he used this machine we call the dermatron. It basically, dermatron or dermameter, it measured electrical charges in your body. Now, if you're familiar with acupuncture at all, you have meridians all around your body that are connected. This is ancient Chinese medicine that is widely known, revered, and respected. Your ear has a bunch of points that are connected to your organs, to your state of mind, to your moods, to all kinds of different things that affect your body. And hi, how are you? And from what you stimulate, you can actually affect any part of your body. An example is, I've always been chubby since I was a little girl. Think about 9 years old. And here is the stomach and appetite point. And my grandparents, my grandfather and my aunt used to do the therapy, and they used to insert a permanent little tack here that I could massage when I was snacky. Now, that was supposed to help if I was eating impulsively. Thing is, that wasn't the problem with me. My weight issues came from a whole other place, which is something I learned as I grew up. However, and that's one thing I find tricky about treating children, is because children don't usually communicate everything that they feel, and they're not fully constantly present knowing, because they're not at that level. They need to grow to a certain level of awareness, of self-knowledge, and you actually learn those skills up until you're 24. This is brain and neural research that the brain develops, and it takes 24 years for you to have all the skills so you can communicate what's going on with you. So when these kind of diagnoses with a dermatron, for example, really, really require someone to communicate, articulate all the different things that they're feeling. So in any case, I digress. Going back to the point, the dermatron could read your electric charge. That is a way that is today measuring vibrations. And so your body is electrical energy, or in Asia, we call that chi, the chi going around your body. And when there's blockages, you need to actually apply some kind of modality or therapy or approach or habit or process, whatever you want to call it, to help that clear. So 3 things that I found really interesting. One of them is taking a bath, a hot bath. I know that sounds very basic and rudimentary, but what happens is that when you're in a body of water, you stimulate your body to come to calm. When you come to calm, you basically recalibrate everything. It's a big word. It doesn't really mean that in that sense, but in the sense that when you're in a body of water, when you go swimming, it has a regenerative effect. So taking baths is really great, and you see it along a lot of cultures. For example, in the Jewish culture, you've got that before Shabbat, they would take a bath in the mikvah, and this is a full body immersion, and you immerse your whole body, and going in and coming back out has that refreshing feeling. Breath work is another one, because when you're not breathing properly, in a short breath, you actually strain the normal electrical flow of your heart and of your other organs as a result. So your body is not vibrating correctly. If we're going to look at electricity again, it's like if you have different little motors out of coordination. So to get them back down, extended times of breath work. And breath work means consciously listening to your breathing to come back to attunement. And attunement is that state where you are creative and calm, and rather than being driven by emotions and thoughts, you are in a place where you are observant. They call that also the executive brain. Now, I refer to these terms. They come from conscious discipline, from brain research by Becky Bailey. And so that's what I call it. There are many different names. If the left and the right hemisphere, when they're working in unison, attunement is when they're flowing and working together. So you want to get to that place where you are in attunement with yourself, with your body. And the most powerful way to do it is breath work. And breath work means taking really deep, conscious breaths. And sometimes when I'm talking, it's very hard to do that. I get nervous. Might not look like it, but I am nervous when I'm talking to you on video and I'm trying to rush through it. And so it's hard to get that deep breath in. Give it that time. And last one is scents, what you smell. Now, it's very important that you don't use scents that are synthetic or alcoholic, come from alcohol or any kind of petrochemicals or chemicals whatsoever, toxins. Why? Because your body, through your nose, you take it in and it goes into your bloodstream, and they have impact on your body. They have an effect. They have an effect on every part of your body. So what you want to do is natural, from out in nature, scents that are really good. Like, you have people who love the smell of rain, and it brings them back to the serenity and calmness and centeredness. That's a good example of a natural scent. But I'm also talking here about plants and their extracts. And it has to be super pure for them to have an effect. And just like your memories can change and shift your energy, how you're feeling, how you're doing with what's happening around you, you can actually build up a certain relation or reference to scent to certain states of mind. So let's say you had a horrible day at work and you were driving and cussing and had lots of problems and you had a car breakdown. bad, stinky afternoon. Your heart is racing, your mood is completely bad. You're not vibing high. You're low, you're grumpy, you're cussing, you want to throw a car at people and shoes and everything to change that energy. You could be using a scent. Now, my favorite one is, well, there's a lot of favorite ones, but today I smelled it again. It's a blend called Stress Away. It's really created to calm you down. Another great smell for that is frankincense and rose oil. And those are very potent natural plant extracts that really affect your state of mind and your vibrations. They do. They can bring you completely calm to a state of sleeping so that you can fall asleep. They can bring you back to focus, sharp mind. They can help you in different ways. All the different plants do those different things. Now, I hope this was helpful. So if you recap, if you remember, we started out with being in bodies of water to calm you down, to bring you down, to restore you, regenerate you. Number 2 was, let me see if I remember what I said. Water, breath work, yes. And 3rd is plant-based aromatics. Aromatics have another sneaky effect, which is really, really powerful. And it is that, have you ever noticed that hormones play a big role in how you feel and how you see things? Like your reactions to situations, especially women, we know that we actually often operate on a cycle. And that cycle has a lot to do with hormones. Well, did you know that with essential oils, with aromatics, you can trigger your endocrine system in a positive way to improve your different experiences? I'm going to leave you with that, and we'll talk about it some other time. This was Beth, and let's pop in questions if you have, and tag a friend or share this video if you found this useful. Have a great day. Bye.